Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the DAX today? So before we get started, please don't forget to share, like, comment, subscribe. We do this every day, and the whole point of this is to help as many people as we can. So spread the love. Thanks. Anyway, so what do we have at the moment? So firstly, things first. We kind of hit this level on the weekly, and we bounced off it yesterday. So on the weekly, we're still very much in the middle of nowhere, going nowhere. Okay. What is concerning here is the fact that at this stage, we have bounced off a 61.8. Okay. So let's just get down to the lower time frames. And we closed off with a pretty solid engulfing red candle. Now, a very similar pattern to what we see on the Aussie. We had a nice leg down, then we've had a correction sequence A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, and now what we're doing is we have a engulfing pattern. So if we get a confirmation bar, you can almost expect this thing to move to the downside. Now, the level that we need to watch for that would be a break below 12100. Because if we do get a break below 12100, we are looking at a potential target of these lows here. And now you can see how nicely that lines up, and I don't particularly believe in coincidences. So call it 11700. So 11700, which is the previous low, is very much on the cards at the moment. Okay, so it hinges on what happens today. Now, I don't think there's much on the 4-hour that we can see, apart from the fact that the trend is theoretically still up. Okay, and what hasn't happened yet, but it probably will get tagged, is this previous breakout. Okay, so the trend on the 4-hour is up, and we could just be consolidating here for another leg up, which is also possible. But we're going to need to break above 12775. Let's just say 12780 to be safe. We need to get a break and a close above that on the 4-hour for this trend to continue. Okay, so right now we are just retracing, but we'll see on the lower time frames if we can get some early warnings. So I was expecting a kind of a from there. So I was pretty much expecting us to be able to get long from here, and it started working out pretty nicely, but then it reversed and broke down to the downside. So that's kind of null and void. What we did do is line up with this tail here, and we've kind of just gone sideways. Okay, so the jury is out for me anyway, whether we are consolidating here for a move back to the top, or whether we are consolidating for a move to the downside. So a couple of things that are worrying on the hour. You can see that we have sort of closed below the 40 moving average, and we are below the 20. So that is kind of a concern at the moment. So we'll have to wait and see at the open which direction we're going to go. Now, I'm going to drill down to a lower time frame, and probably even lower than this. So what I do like to do is when I do get something wrong, and I definitely got it wrong yesterday because I was looking at the 12,700 area, put a line in there. So I think my entry was 12,710. So if you look to the left here, you can see I was kind of looking at this level here to say, well, that's definitely an area we're going to bounce off. And we did bounce off it. But pretty much when this bar was formed. And then we did reverse and we failed to get through the 20. That was pretty much the indication that we should have changed direction. I kind of moved my stop up to entry, so I didn't really lose anything on it. But the whole point of this was that was the wrong decision. So if we look at the 12-minute, we can see we are clearly in a downtrend for the day. And this is the reason why, well, for me anyway, why I got this wrong was I was fixated on a 4-hour trend, which is currently up. Okay. And I'm expecting continuation for the trend up, which is it's not wrong, but looking at this on the 12 minutes, it would be far easier just to have a quick look at the lower time frames. Well, actually, the trend for today looks down, so let's just trade this thing to the downside until we find support. And you can see we didn't really find any support until sort of the US Open. Then you could see we're starting to go sideways. So you could have basically, right from the open in actual fact, because from the gap close here, because we were below the 20 on the 12, and that would have been an entry there, and it's a good 90-point trade. Okay, so I just like reviewing that every time I get it wrong. It just reinforces the fact that look what's going on the lower time frames, because that gives you the indication of what's actually going on for the day. Right, so what are we going to do today? Well, you can see we had a Bollinger Squeeze on Wednesday at the close, and we pretty much got another one brewing at the moment. The worrying factor here again is that we have closed below the 200 moving average on the 12 minutes, and I think the 30 is a little bit further down. Yeah, 30 is down, and the 1 hour is down a little bit further. So based on what we see here, let's just use a 30 for this, and we have a consolidation pattern. Okay, so if we do break the downside, this is a continuation, and it will be a continuation, be conservative, of something along the lines of this. Okay, which, look to the left, lines up with the previous breakout. So let's just be safe and use that tail there. Okay, so I suppose we could actually rather use that tail up there. So we use this inside tail here, but you can see there's a gap there and there's another gap down to the downside. So if we do get this level, I suspect we will just hover a bit and then drop further down to the bottom here. So that's kind of my take on this at the moment. Is I think this is gonna continue to the downside, and possibly hit these levels. Let's just get them to you. So 12,600 to, and this is going to be pretty broad because there's so much going on in here. So between 12,600 and 12,500, yeah, let's just say 550. That's kind of the zone that I think you can expect us to hit today. So yeah, so I'm definitely looking for continuation of this move yesterday. It's a fairly strong move to the downside. So I suspect we're going to continue with that move to the downside and target these lower levels. Nothing else really we can look at that. You can see on the 4 hour as well, we've now had some pretty strong 4 hour bars. So a break below the low of yesterday also breaks a 20 moving average on the 4 hour, which will move us down. And you can see what else is here, the 200 moving average of the 4 hour. So that's definitely the area that I'm expecting us to come and tag. And I'll just tie it up onto this tail here. Okay, so I really think we're looking at 12,590 to be tagged today. Anyway, guys, I hope that helps, and nothing more we can read into this at the moment, except I'm looking for continuation. If we do break above here, sorry. So if we do break above, oh, I suppose it would be this level here. Let's just get it off there. So we get above 12,690, then this consolidation pattern would have broken to the upside, and then we can expect us to move further to the upside. But I highly doubt it, to be honest. Even if it does, I'm going to treat it as a fake out. I think we're going to get continuation to the downside. Okay, so hope that helped. Enjoy the day. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, drop us a note, give us a thumbs up, and share. Most importantly, share on social media. Let's spread the love as far as we can. Anyway, enjoy the day. Catch up with you guys later. Cheers.